Hi guys, welcome back to the Glam Cousins makeup channel. It's me, Katie, here today, and I'm going to be doing a St. Patrick's Day tutorial. I'm going to be using my James Charles palette. I'm going to be dipping into some of the green, yellow shades that I have not had a chance to use yet. So we're just going to have some fun. And without further ado, let's get started. So when I do kind of a look that's more out of the box, more colorful, I like to do the eyes first so that I can, number one, rest my eye on my face. My eye. God. So number one, I can rest my hand on my face while I do it without having to touch my foundation. And number two, I can clean up any edges that I want to without having to mess up my foundation. So right now I'm just applying an eye base. I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and after that is on, I'm going to go in with a just light pale kind of tan shade and just set it real quick. Alright, so after I'm done with that light shade to set the eye primer, I'm probably going to go in with a little bit of a darker shade, nothing too dark. And I'm just going to put that in the crease as a transition shade. And I'm going to start making the shape that I want my eyeshadow to turn out. And I like to kind of wing it out just a tad. Okay, after I'm happy with that transition shade, that's really hard to say, by the way. I say that I'm not even ready to move on because I'm still working on it. So, after I'm done with the transition shade, I'm going to dip into the greens. And first I'm going to take a lighter, more neon green in the James Charles palette. And I'm going to start placing that sort of underneath the transition shade. I think what I'm going to do is kind of work this into a darker green in the center of the eye, and then use some concealer to cut a halo type crease and put a shimmer into the very center. So on this lighter green shade, I'm going to start, once I have the shape kind of made that I want to keep that color in, I'm going to start stamping it on and try and get a lot of pigment right there. Alright, so once I'm happy with that light green shade, and you can always touch it up later once you get further into the look, I'm going to start in with the darker green shade and start stamping out the shape I want that to be. So I'm going to start right in the center probably and bring it up kind of to my crease line. And just blend it out into the light green. It's going to look messy at first, but don't let that scare you. And I'm going to take that lighter green again and just marry those two shades together on either side. Because you don't want to bring that dark green all the way to the inner corner on this look, because we're going to try to make a halo where the attention is sort of drawn into the center of the eye. So that's kind of where all the action's happening. Okay, excuse me while I wipe away the gobs of fallout, but that's just what happens when you use like these pressed pigments that are really deeply colored. So the next thing I'm going to do is use some concealer to cut a little crease, like a halo type crease. Let me quickly find a clean brush. Does anybody else clean off their brushes on the palm of their hand before they use them? I do that all the time. So to do the cut crease, well, the halo crease, should I say, I put a little bit of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define onto my hand. I'm just going to dip into that just a little bit on the tip to start with, because I don't want to go overboard. And I'm going to start in the center of the eyelid and just work my way up, kind of making a line. And just get a little more whenever you need to. Work it up. Get into the part of the crease you want your halo to stop at, and then start bringing the edge of the top outward. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get from here. So I'm going to go in with my shimmer now. And normally I would use like a flat packer brush, but that one currently has gold on it, so I'm gonna use a pencil brush instead. Apparently I need to clean my brushes, this is a sign. I'm gonna go in the shade Guac with James Charles and just start packing it down onto the center of my lid. I promise this will look better in like 2 minutes because it looks like garbage right now. So now I'm gonna brighten up the very center of this halo by taking the same brush, same color of eyeshadow, and just giving it a spritz of setting spray. And just put it right in the center. So once you sort of have the desired pigment of that green, just go back in with the same shades we used before and blend out those edges. Okay. I'm actually really liking how this turned out. Now I'm gonna go in with like a kind of gold. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try to just put a little teeny tiny bit in the very, very center of my eyelid. And just extra brighten that center. And then to blend that out, I'm going to just go in with Glock again. And honestly, I don't know if I did anything, but I think it looks really good right now. So I'm just gonna pretend like I'm a makeup genius. Okay, these eyes are looking good. I'm gonna put on a wing liner real quick, because a look without a wing liner is just basically stay home. Like, why are you doing it? Now I'm going to go off camera and do my lashes for one, because I am still a beginner at lashes and I don't want you to watch me struggle. And then I'm going to do foundation and concealer and setting powder, and I'll come back to do bronzer, blush, and highlight. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I'm foundationed, I'm set, I'm concealed, and I'm ready to go. So I did some lashes also, and now I'm going to do the lower lash line in the inner corner. I really want to get like a pop of yellow in here, so I think I'm going to put the bright yellow shade B right into my inner corner. And if this sucks, taking everything off and I'm starting from scratch. I actually am loving how the yellow looks. So the next thing we're going to do is just copy those colors back on the lower lash line. So I'm going to go in with the dark green and then kind of blend it out with the light green. Just some of that lighter green to blend it together and really tie the whole thing into one look. I think I'm gonna go in with a white liner into the waterline. And then real final step on the eyes, I'm gonna just put on some mascara onto the lower lash line. I'm gonna be using the City Bronzer by Maybelline to bronze with, and just a small contour brush, which we don't need to go too crazy on this. I'm just gonna tap a little bit into that line, the jaw. What is that called? What is this called? Comment down below, because I don't know. And I'm just gonna blend it out. And maybe bring a little bit up into my hairline to kind of emphasize the brightness in the center of my face. And then finally, I'm going to take a bigger, fluffier brush, dip it in very lightly, tap it off, and really blend out where I put that bronzer before. Blush, I'll be using Beauty Benefits Hollywood. This I got from the Dollar Tree Makeup Challenge video, and I actually really like the bubblegum pink shade, so that's what I'll be using for this look. I really need to get some more blush. I only have this one and the Naked Cherry palette, so if you have any blush recommendations, please put them in the comments and I will check them out. But for this look, I love the pinky tone it gives to my cheeks, just really making them look, I don't know, like kind of cartoony in my opinion. When the eyes are this done up, I like something like really exaggerated for the rest of my face. Before we move on to lips, the final step is going to be highlighter. So first, I'll be giving myself a spritz of Morphe Prep and Set. And I just got this. I've heard a lot of great things about Wet n Wild's highlighters, but I just got this Wet n Wild highlighting powder, and it's the shade Bloom Time. So I'll just be getting my fan brush and ignore how dirty it is, and I'll dip into that highlighter. That's really pretty. It's really powdery too, but that doesn't bother me. I'm gonna take a much smaller brush now and dip in and highlight the brow bone. Dip in again, put the tiniest little bit on the tip of my nose. Dip in one more time, and just sort of drag it down the bridge. Probably should go for something more natural. This is usually my more natural lip shade. This is a Sephora cream lip stain, and the shade I think is Tea, but so this is the full completed look, which I'm going to spritz with some setting spray. I feel like I use way too much, but it just feels so nice. Alright, so this is the completed look with the James Charles Morphe palette. Let me know in the comments what you think of this look, what you thought of this video, if you want to see more tutorial-like videos like this, or if you'd rather see more challenges that we've done in the past. So please just give us your comments, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and share us with your friends if you like us. We'll be back soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye! Is this a good time to say I've never successfully done a halo? Today's not the day I start. I almost dropped my brush. God damn it, why are they all dirty? Final step of this look will be lips. Probably should good. Ugh.